Well, 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 what do we have here? It's MrScaryMuffin, and it is the first official week of the Duck Soup Gaming League. All the teams you watch together square off. In that last week, which was the preseason week, they will be facing off against each other again this week. And this time the map will be CP Well, which is another 5-point push map. Is also another mirrored map, meaning everything going up to the midpoint is mirrored the other way around. Apparently, when you go to CP Well, um, you get the commentary mode if you go in there in your single player. So I'm in commentary mode. It's kind of interesting. Anyways, let's talk about the map a little bit. So this is the spawn area. This is the final for your try. I'm not even gonna try the loadout for soldier here because that's really not. I'm not good at soldier. Period. So okay, let's go through. Is that a heavy? Can I kill him? Whee! I don't think he dies. Okay. So rollout here is pretty simple. You either take the right side route or the left side route. But most teams won't be calling right side or left side. The reason being is because this is fairly mirrored, except there's one big difference between each side. One side has the ammo and the other side has the health pack. So when you're rushing out to the middle, instead of calling out on right side or left side, you should say ammo side or health pack side. Both of those will make a bit of a difference. Most teams like to push through the health pack side because there's the health pack there, the medic needs it. But knowing that, the snipers will tend to start off, if you run a sniper, snipers will tend to start off on the ammo pack side. That way they can watch the gate to the health pack side and take a shot. And at the same time, because there's not going to be that many people on the ammo side pack, soldiers, whoops, that was a terrible jump. Oh my god, train. Oh, I'm invincible. That's awesome. Oh, I'm invincible. I can't jump. Oh my gosh, I can't jump. Anyway, soldiers are commentary mode, I tell you. So yeah, soldiers are supposed to jump up onto this cart here, and the side that they can jump off of pretty easily is on ammo side because supposedly there are less people. And I have my sound turned way, way low so that I can't even hear the train coming. But yeah, a train will make a difference. If you hear the train signal when you're coming in, which is that clanging sound, do take a look at the light to see whether it's on your side or not. If it's your side, don't risk it. Really, it's not worth it. Um, Scouts, if you're a scout, you can jump up onto these crates. In fact, you don't even need to be a scout to jump over these crates. In fact, you can even double jump onto that ledge over there and then jump right up there. And that'll allow you to push towards mid almost immediately. Soldiers can back you up going there. There is a gap between the cart here that snipers can use to try to snipe people as well. But as I mentioned, medics will usually probably kind of hover over here. That way if people are jumping over or even demos spamming, the medic will be a little bit safe. If the medic's not here, the medic will be like way back over here. So that jumpers come and medic can just duck and get out of here. This way you have way more escape routes if you're a medic. Over here you have like next to no escape routes. You have to rely on your team. So whatever position you decide on, it's entirely up to you. But afterwards, the medic can try going up here. It's a little bit risky to come up here, but you can always just hop on down immediately. You can back out, jump out the windows if you need to. There are the pill bottles down here, which a lot of people seem to forget. There's a lot of pill bottles over here. You can grab these ones. There's the same on the other side. Medic can duck in here and just kind of cower. There is the water here, and so this is the water route. There is the water that the medic can use to get out here, but they might get chased down by scouts. And you can always just meet up with people on this side. So pushing into mid, most likely you'll see soldiers jumping on the carts and trying to flank behind. Scouts might be rushing in here. They might be running across on the bottom through the water to get to the other side water. That way they can come up and flank. That takes a long time, but if your strategy is flanking, that might work out for you. Spies might take the water as well, but yeah, it's not going to work that great. Capping this one, I mean, soldiers standing up here is really important. Most likely you'll also have demos rushing up, and they'll just spam over the suitcase to the other side or spam across. So demo is pretty big during this midpoint fight, and getting high position is pretty big on the midpoint fight. If you come into the battle and you see the entire team is pretty much here, there's no point coming in. If the team has posted up position, there's no real good chance for you. Yeah, so scout, almost anybody except for heavy and medic can get up onto this ledge and push in towards the mid cap. Demo might use this high ground advantage. If the other team calls out where the enemy is coming from, he can choose one side or the other to spam, which is pretty good. And then scouts can run through here and chase down the opposing demo. This is the yard area. There's the backyard, forward yard, and there's the left and right side garage. To enter into the second point, I mean, they are nice and labeled 1 and 2, but no one really will remember that. Just say right side or left side. Most teams will like to enter from the left side, and the reason being is that you can watch that. Oops, I hit that. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, you can watch that spawn. You can take a peek over here, or it flows naturally into this stairwell. Whereas if you come from this side, you kind of run across and then make a turn, and that exposes your back a little bit. But a lot of teams like coming up to this stairwell here and just attacking down this way. There might be enemy soldiers up there on defense. That's going to be very likely. I don't quite recommend running back here. I also don't really recommend snipers to come up over here to try to shoot down enemy snipers or even shoot down people as they approach, unless, of course, you died really, really early. Most of the times, if the other team caps mid, you're not going to have time to take up position here, and you'll get spammed down and away from the window pretty fast anyways, and you'll be so far away from spawn you won't be able to change your class. You're not going to be that useful to your team. But soldiers up here on the third level is really good. This is called the third level area, and this is the only really the third level, so that way you can make the difference between third level, upstairs, and downstairs. Some people like to say it's upstairs. That is a little bit awkward for me, but soldiers here is really good. You can shoot down onto the point. You can jump down and help anybody during the second point defense, and this is a really easy point to defend because there's realistically there's only 2 routes that they can come in, the right side and the left side garage. So if you have the demo sticking up on one side and you have scouts watching the other side, then you're pretty much set in terms of defense, and you can call out when they're coming in. Attacking this point, like I said, most teams like to push in. You probably will have to use the Uber coming in here, which is one of the good things about Well, is that you don't get to hold that Uber for the final push unless you're really, really lucky. And most teams, if they come in here, they will usually go straight up the staircase. Because of that, you might want to have the stickies right there so that teams coming in will might get, you might sticky trap them. If you're running in, always send your scouts in first, and the scouts must do a sticky check. Otherwise, your team will die behind you, and that's a terrible thing. Or you just trying to peek in a little bit, just like pop open the garage door, and if you hear the detonation and explosion, then you can just rush right in before a second trap gets set up. Pushing into final, there is the left side and the right side, as well as the third level entrances. Soldiers can take the third level entrance going in. I don't really, I mean, and I have seen some scouts take that as well, but most of the times I do see just teams rushing in because it's a lot easier just to come in through through one of these sides here and then just jump right up. And I can't jump because I'm invincible apparently. So yeah, it's much easier just for teams to just try to jump up, take this high ground area and shoot down here while the scouts come in and try to get some cap time. You'll see a lot of soldiers on defense watching from up here. That way they can spam down. The pocket soldier might be on the point spamming the area, or they might pocket the demo instead on the point and have either soldier on either side on the third level. And occasionally you'll want to have a scout as well up here, so that if you see the opportunity, you can get a back cap. Just jump right down and hit the point if the other team was stuck in a tunnel or something. And you can get a lot of flanks up here as soldiers, being able to jump up here and just shoot down while if the enemy medic is trying to get an Uber. There's no super safe spot for the attacking medic to stand. Most of the time the medic might even have to just back all the way out instead of taking a forward position. In terms of space, I think behind this staircase is a little bit easier. This staircase for some reason just seems way more open, probably because that's a splashable area over there, and it's kind of awkward for medics to run that direction. But yeah, because it's very likely for defending soldiers and defending scouts to take up this position. Attacking soldiers might come up here just to hold this position, and they might come out either side and just start spamming the point as well, or even just from here, just jump across onto that platform. It's very important when you're on defense if you can just watch out this window, not from this side, obviously. It is kind of hard. I mean, like if you have a sniper, he might be able to glance every now and then. The medic is probably the best class to be watching this because the medic doesn't really have to do too much except build Uber during this time. And you really can't get that good of a view except for up here. And leaves you a little bit exposed, but you can heal somebody down here and just kind of glance up like this and keep an eye on those doors to see if anybody's coming out that way, and you can tell whether they go right side or left side. And that extra knowledge is super helpful because really there's no way they can hide the fact that they're coming out over here. Pushing out from last, you really just have to get a good pick with your soldiers upstairs, upstairs, and then the scouts and stuff that can rush and try to cap this point. You will always, always, always have to leave the demo, maybe even the medic behind on last to guard that point, just because the back cap time is really, really fast. A single person can cap that in like a blink of an eye, so you gotta have somebody watching last so you don't get back capped. And while the rest of the team tries to cap this one, and if it fails, it's okay. You can run back. Like I said, this point is much more in favor for the defender side. So if you are pushing out of last, you'll have an easier time attacking this point than the other team defending because you have a more wide open area for you to dodge coming in, whereas the defending team has these choky areas that they really can't dodge while attacking. Pushing out from second is a lot harder. These garage doors do act as humongous chokes, and you really even can't use the water, right? There's the back route here. You really can't even use this water unless you're a scout or a spy. This water is just not really that useful because most people will see you, and I mean you can go for the midpoint through the water path, right? You can go all the way through and try to cap it, but as soon as you get some time, it takes a long time to cap the midpoint. As soon as you get some time on it, soldiers will be jumping back up, and you'll probably see them coming out through here. They'll just jump from where they are over here, and then even if you start capping here, they'll start coming after you, and you just have to run away to the health pack and get out of there. But yeah, that's pretty much well, guys. There's nothing else much to say. Watch out for trains. Really, I mean, most people really know this map. Be aware of this half health pack. Whether you want to, take control of this side, or even when you're running away, fake towards getting that and just run for the pill instead. That way soldiers will be shooting at the health pack and then they won't really get you. And yeah, second point is the big one. Usually whoever is controlling the second point longer will have an easier time. And yeah, it tends to favor the defender, push in with Uber. That's basically about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be doing a hopefully better introduction to the next map. I'll try to get those ones recorded earlier. This one came out a little bit late. Tomorrow we will have the match between Lightspeed Brief and Sharpest Knives in the Drawer. And it'll be super fun to watch, guys. So tune in. See you later.